Hello and welcome to this edition of Trojan Talk. I'm Neela and I am here with the director of the Hall School of Journalism and Communication, Dr. Robbyn Taylor. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
So first I want to go ahead and ask you, what is the Journalism Symposium exactly?
The Journalism Symposium is an annual event that we have where we bring in industry professionals to speak with our students about current events or issues that the industry is facing, so that our students can hear from professionals who are doing the jobs that they want to do. And we have different topics every year. The symposium is named after Stan Evans, who was a professor here. So M. Stanton Evans, which is the M. Stanton Evans Journalism Symposium. Stan was the founder of the National Journalism Center in Washington, D.C. And so he was Troy's Buchanan Chair of Journalism for our department until he passed away in 2015. So this event is named in his honor to sort of carry on his legacy of questioning why we do the things that we do, how we best cover as public servants, like what we teach here at Troy is public service journalism, and how we do that to the best of our ability. And so the symposium is named for him, to honor him, but it's one of my favorite events of the year because we're able to engage students in a different way by bringing in these professionals.
Okay, Robbyn, and you mentioned earlier how, since this happens every year, you guys have a different speaker. So who will the speaker be for this year?
This year our speaker is Jacob Holmes, and he is one of our graduates. So it's always wonderful when we're able to invite one of our graduates back to talk to students. Jacob, when he was here at Troy, he was active in student media here. He went on to be news editor of the Messenger in Troy, as well as Tallapoosa Publishers, which is the Alex City Outlook, and several other papers. But he currently works for the Alabama Political Reporter in Montgomery as a reporter. Why we invited Jacob, besides the fact that he is just a wonderful journalist, but why we invited Jacob back is he's currently at the center of a media controversy, so to speak. So he's been under fire lately by some folks who are calling him a fake journalist and saying that he's putting out fake news. And this is a situation where I can safely say that is not the case. There's no misinformation. It's just people who don't like the truth, people who are not liking the things that you're reporting because it makes them look bad. So Jacob has been reporting on a librarian being fired in Prattville. And there were some fishy things going on, and so Jacob filed a Freedom of Information request, which journalists learn how to do in media law and ethics here, and he was able to receive some correspondence between the librarian and the board that asked him to pull some certain books off the shelf. And so we're going to talk to Jacob about and have him talk about his process with this and what's been going on, and the need to be this voice for people who, in this case, you know, the library board was trying to censor what people had access to. And we know from history that that's not a good thing.
So with that being said, a lot of students are going to want to come to this event, since that is going to be a tough as well as an interesting conversation to have. But will a university excuse be provided for these students? Because it might be during class time.
Yes, and there are classes going on, and we understand that. For our students, this is usually a mandatory event, so there are university excuses provided for that. For other students who are interested in potentially political science or library sciences or things like that, they are able to join us as well. What we do is after the event, we take names before and after, so that you can't just come and then leave and get a university excuse. You have to stay for the event, and then we'll take your name and get you a university excuse with a name on it. But yes, university excuses will be provided.
All the students as well as the faculty will be able to see such an event happening. So thank you, Robbyn, for joining me today.
Thank you.
And thank you guys for joining this edition of Trojan Talk.